In the dusty village of Umuahia lived a woman named Ada. She was barely 30, but already richer than anyone in the land. Her house shone with gold, and her courtyard sparkled with treasures. People said her walls were built with coins instead of clay. Yet, though her compound gleamed, her heart was as empty as a calabash without water. She had servants to wash her feet and cooks to serve her meals, but no one she could call a true friend. One hot afternoon, as the drums of the village echoed across the hills, the oldest man in Umuahia, Elder Nana, came to her gate. His back was bent with years, and his walking stick sunk deep into the red dust. "Ada," he said softly, "the spirits have spoken. 6 moons from now, your breath will return to the wind. Spend what remains living with true spirit." Ada blinked, her golden bangles jingling. 6 moons, she repeated. "That is too short. I can buy more time. I can buy anything." The elder only shook his head and whispered, "Gold cannot bribe the wind, child. Live before it leaves you." When the elder left, Ada laughed. "Old stories for old men," she said. She had built her life by trading, by counting, by owning. To her, everything had a price. So why not life itself? She went to her storeroom, where bags of cowries and bronze carvings sat in the shadows. She touched them lovingly, as though they were her children. "If the gods want wealth, then wealth they shall have," she murmured. That night, she did not sleep. Her mind raced with numbers, coins, and ideas. The next morning, Ada sent her servants far and wide to gather all her treasures. They brought back ivory from the market, beads from travelers, and gold from her hidden vault. By the 3rd day, her courtyard looked like a small sun had fallen from the sky. Her neighbors gathered outside the gate, whispering, wondering what magic she was preparing. Ada stood tall in the center of her riches, her eyes glowing with pride. "Let the gods see I am serious. Even death will have to think twice before it takes me." When the 6th day arrived, Ada began her journey to the sacred Iroko Grove, the place where the gods were said to walk among mortals. The path was long and heavy with silence. The trees whispered above her, and the air smelled of rain. Even the birds seemed to know what she carried. Her servants begged to follow her, but she waved them off. "This is between me and the heavens," she said, lifting her chin high. By nightfall, Ada reached the Iroko Grove. The moon hung low, silver light pouring through the branches. Before her stood the ancient altar, covered with moss and stories older than any man alive. She laid her treasure before it, gold, bronze, ivory, all glowing in the moonlight. Her voice rose strong and proud. "Great ones, take my wealth, and in return grant me 12 more seasons. It is a fair trade." Her words echoed across the grove and faded into the night. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then a wind stirred the trees, and a deep voice rolled from the darkness like thunder. "Ada," it said, "you think time is bought with cowries and gold. The price of life is measured in kindness, not in coins. You are told to live with true spirit, to give, to share, to love. These are the treasures that matter." The voice grew softer but stronger, like the beating of a great heart. "Your gold cannot speak for you. Your wealth cannot weep for you. Only a kind soul can plead before eternity." Ada trembled. She fell to her knees, staring at her untouched gold. The wind blew through her hair, and the leaves whispered her name again and again. She tried to speak, but found no words. The gods have refused her gift. Her treasure, the thing she had spent her whole life gathering, was useless before the spirits. She gathered a handful of gold coins and threw them into the night. They made no sound when they fell. She returned to Umuahia with empty hands. The villagers whispered as she passed, but she did not look at them. For the first time, she noticed the hungry children playing in the dust, the old women with tired eyes, the farmers with cracked feet. She felt a sting of shame deep inside her chest. All these years, I built walls of gold when I should have built bridges of love, she thought. That evening, she opened her gates wide. She called everyone to come and eat. The villagers came carefully, afraid it was a trick. But Ada greeted them with a smile they had never seen before. She shared her food, her gold, and her laughter. She gave clothes to those without and land to those who had none. Her compound no longer gleamed with treasure. It shone with joy. The laughter of children replaced the sound of coins. Even the elder Nana smiled when he saw her. Now, he said, you are learning what it means to live. And as the 6 months passed, Ada grew weaker, but her heart grew lighter. Each day she found peace in giving. On the last night, she sat beneath the same moon that once had watched her beg the gods. The wind brushed her face like a gentle hand. She smiled, whispering, now I understand. Gold cannot buy time, but kindness can make time worth living. When morning came, the people of Umuahia found Ada resting quietly, her face calm, her hands folded over her chest. In her courtyard, where once gold had piled high, now grew a single tree with golden leaves. The villagers called it the Tree of Spirit. Its leaves shimmered like sunlight, reminding everyone who saw it that a heart filled with kindness never truly dies. And so, the story of Ada of Umuahia lived on not as a tale of wealth, but as a song of love, generosity, and the truth that no riches can ever buy the gift of one more heartbeat.